In recent years, the relationship between Iran and Turkey has shifted from historical rivalry to a more nuanced mix of cooperation and competition. This evolving dynamic is largely shaped by regional politics and shared interests, particularly as both nations navigate the shifting geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. A key element of this relationship has been the economic interdependence between the two nations. Despite sanctions imposed on Iran by the West, Turkey has maintained trade and energy ties with its neighbor. This economic exchange has anchored a pragmatic approach to diplomacy, allowing both countries to see the mutual benefits of keeping relations strong, even as they clash on other fronts. On the security front, Iran and Turkey have found common ground in managing regional crises. Both nations have played active roles in international efforts like the Astana talks, which aim to bring stability to war-torn Syria. Cooperation has extended to combating terrorism and managing refugee flows, particularly from conflict zones like Syria, which has spilled over into both countries. Moreover, Iran and Turkey occasionally align their strategies in response to U.S. policies, particularly regarding sanctions and military presence in the region. Both nations share an interest in reducing Washington's influence and have sometimes coordinated their efforts, though cautiously. A recent high-profile meeting between Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly underscored the continued importance of this partnership. The two leaders discussed ways to strengthen economic and political cooperation, proposing the idea of a shared Islamic common market. This proposal aims to enhance trade, academic, and scientific exchanges between their nations and the broader Islamic world, with both Erdogan and Raisi advocating for greater unity among Muslim countries to address regional conflicts and challenges. While this cooperation has brought them closer on some issues, their military relationships, particularly in contested regions like Iraq, have remained complicated. Turkey and Iran have occasionally aligned in their opposition to Kurdish insurgent groups, which both nations view as threats to their national security. Joint military operations against groups like the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, in northern Iraq, demonstrate that, even with differing regional goals, shared security concerns can bring Iran and Turkey together in limited ways. At the same time, Turkey and Iran's relationship with Russia adds another layer of complexity. While both countries have significant ties with Moscow, their interactions within Syria, particularly under the Astana format, show that their cooperation often overlaps with competition. Russia's military and defense cooperation with Iran, especially amid the Ukraine conflict, contrasts with Turkey's deeper economic ties to Moscow. Despite downing a Russian plane in 2015, Turkey and Russia have managed to reconcile and find common ground in areas like energy, underscored by the construction of nuclear power plants in Turkey by Russian companies. This triangulation between Iran, Turkey, and Russia reveals the pragmatism of regional diplomacy. The three powers pursue their interests sometimes in collaboration, sometimes in competition. Iran and Russia's alliance centers on countering Western influence, while Turkey balances its ties with both nations to meet its own regional security needs, particularly regarding Syria and the Kurdish issue. Turkey's interest in joining BRICS, a group of emerging economies, could also reshape its relationship with Iran. By becoming a BRICS member, Turkey might further its economic and strategic ties with Iran, leveraging the platform for increased trade and investment. As BRICS nations often push for a multipolar world order, both Turkey and Iran could align more closely on issues like energy security and regional stability. However, Turkey's complex geopolitical balancing act presents challenges, particularly with its NATO allies. While Turkey is a critical member of the alliance, its engagement with Iran and Russia, as well as controversial decisions like the purchase of Russian S-400 missile systems, complicate its relationship with the West. NATO views Turkey's dealings with Iran through a strategic lens, recognizing its value while managing the delicate balance between cooperation and divergence. From a U.S. perspective, Turkey's role as a counterbalance to Iran has long been crucial, particularly in the context of Syria and Iraq, where both nations have significant stakes. While Washington has sought to use Turkey's regional influence to mediate tensions with Iran, Ankara's moves, such as deepening ties with Russia, have at times strained U.S.-Turkey relations. Despite these challenges, economic factors remain a critical stabilizing force in Turkey-Iran relations. Turkey's reliance on Iranian oil and gas, coupled with Iran's need for trading partners amidst sanctions, ensures a level of interdependence that transcends their regional rivalries. However, the growing alliance between Turkey and Iran could impact Ankara's long-standing aspiration for European Union membership. The EU has expressed concerns about Turkey's human rights record and foreign policy moves, particularly its deepening ties with Iran and Russia. These developments may be seen as diverging from European standards, potentially complicating Turkey's EU accession bid. As Turkey continues to balance its relationships with the West and regional powers like Iran and Russia, it will need to carefully navigate these intricate alliances to maintain its strategic position in the region.